Alright, so on the screen we got players and coaches of Edo Queens posing for a pic after landing in Morocco. The team have arrived for the CAF Women's Champions League. The competition starts tomorrow, Saturday, the 9th of November. It lasts for 2 weeks and ends on the 23rd of November, Saturday, the 23rd of November. The Edo Queens are in Group B alongside Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa, FC Massa of Egypt, and CBE FC of Ethiopia. Their first match in the competition will be against CBE FC. That'll be played on Sunday, the 10th of November. 6 p.m. Nigerian time will be the start of the game. Now we got a little bit more to get into when it comes to Edo Queens and the CAF Women's Champions League. There was great news that came out yesterday when it comes to the prize money for teams in this competition, and also the squad list for Edo Queens going into this competition. We're going to get into that, talk about a number of players on the list. But before we get into that though, we're going to talk about a trio of Super Falcons players, a couple of which have picked up awards in their respective leagues. And the other one we're going to talk about is a player that's just on fire right now. First, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much. So the first Super Falcon we're going to talk about is Esther Onyenezide, midfielder for the Super Falcons and Hapoel Jerusalem. Of course, Hapoel Jerusalem, a team in Israel. So Esther Onyenezide played in Spain last season. Not the best of times, had the one appearance off the bench and nothing else. Then at the end of the season, she makes the move to Israel, playing for Hapoel Jerusalem. Has been looking good so far, so good. I mean, scoring goals, assisting goals. She's just been looking amazing over there. And she's been rewarded now. As you see right here on your screen, Esther Onyenezide placed in the Team of the Week. So congratulations to her, Team of the Week in the Israel Women's Premier League. So things are definitely going good over there. I definitely was impressed with what I saw from her in the international break, those 2 matches against Algeria. She looked bigger, she looked stronger, she looked faster. She was getting stuck in. She was doing the dirty work. This is a player that's a number 10 mostly, but she was looking like a box-to-box in that match. And even in the first leg, once she was taken out, it was like everything died for the Super Falcons in that first leg. That was just the effect that she had on the game right there. But that being said, of course, the hope is that she continues with the improvement and we can see her make a move to a bigger league in the near future. Now moving on to the next Super Falcon player, and that player is somebody that was a teammate with Esther Onyenezide at the under 20 level. They played at the 2022 under 20 Women's World Cup together. They were in the same midfield. Deborah Abiodun is the player's name. So for the past 2 seasons, she's been playing with Pittsburgh University under former Super Falcon head coach Randy Waldrum. Last season was a real good season for Deborah Abiodun. She took the division, the league by storm, scoring goals, assisting. Real nice season she had. Now when it came to this one right here, I wouldn't say it was as good as the last one, but she did do her thing. She started off injured, which might be something to do with the Olympics. She played in all the matches for the Super Falcons. You go back to the World Cup, which she played in before last season, she had that red card against Canada. So that means she missed the rest of the World Cup. So it might just be the fact that this was the first time she's playing a tournament like this and having to go back to a club side. So I'm thinking that might have been what worked against, I said club side, her school, but that might have been what worked against her coming into this season right here. Missed a number of games, 6 to be exact. But when she came back, she hit the ground running, scoring a number of goals for a team, important goals for a team. And she's been rewarded. She's been named a second team ACC player, all ACC second team player. So the ACC is the conference that Pittsburgh University is in. When it comes to the NCAA, you got a number of conferences in it and some bigger than others. The ACC, in my opinion, the biggest women's soccer conference in the United States. And to back that up, Florida State, Jennifer Echeagini's school, they won the NCAA championship last season. Pittsburgh University, I think they made it to the last 8 of that competition last season. They had a couple of other teams that made it far in that competition. So this is probably the strongest conference in the nation, and to get rewarded or awarded like that in this conference is a pretty big deal. She made the second team. Congratulations to Deborah Abiodun. Also in this list, shout out to Annabelle Chukwu, a freshman forward for Notre Dame. She actually plays for Canada, needs to be playing for Nigeria after what she did at that Under-20 World Cup that just went down. 4 goals, 2 assists. I mean, she was box office at the competition, but she gets a third team All-ACC award. Back to Deborah Abiodun, definitely a shout out to her. But moving on, and speaking of shout outs, definitely have to talk about Gift Monday and the work that she's doing over there in Spain. Just recently scored a goal for a team in a Copa del Reina matchup. They won it by 4 goals to 1. She scored the 4th goal of the match, came off the bench less than 80 minutes in the game and did a thing, still got on the score sheet. And this is after scoring during the weekend, scored a goal and an assist. So this is 3 goals and 2 assists from the international break to now in the last 4 matches. So definitely credit to Gift Monday. The main thing I wanted to talk about is not just the goals, but how the goals are being scored. All 5, I think it's 5. I don't know if she has scored any other goals in Copa del Reina. I think it's 5 goals this season, 5 in 8 matches. And all 5 of those goals have been scored with her head. Every single goal she has scored since the season started has been scored with her head, because you even come down to the match the Super Falcons played, her goal there, scored with her head, the assist with the head. So this is a crazy development. She might be better than Victor Osimhen in the air. Now I'm just playing. Calm down now. Calm down. I'm just playing with that one, but she's looking real good. Definitely had to shout her out after all that right there. And moving on, and we're going to talk about Edo Queens to wrap this up. First of all, we definitely have to talk about CAF, the development that came out yesterday involving the CAF Women's Champions League. And we're talking about money that teams are going to be grabbing out of the CAF Women's Champions League. $150,000 just for showing up. They say the prize money has gone up 52% from last year, and they're going to be giving out $2,350,000 in this competition. Crazy, crazy stuff. Winners of this competition will get $600,000. Runners up, $400,000. Third place, $350,000. Fourth place, $300,000. Third in the group, y'all, $200,000. And fourth in the group, basically just showing up, $150,000. So definitely a great move right there. You hope that the prize money keeps improving as time goes on. And who knows, maybe one day we see just showing up is $1 million. It could be. But moving on, and we're going to talk about the Edo Queens squad list for the upcoming CAF Women's Champions League. And we're going to start with the goalkeepers. Of course, Monle Omini-Oyono, goalkeeper for the team at the Wafu P CAF Women's Champions League qualifiers. I think she kept clean sheets in all but one match in that competition. Was real good for Edo Queens. Also was part of the Super Falcons squad that took on Algeria, played in the second match against Algeria, just like a couple of seconds, but she did make a key save in that game. Then you got Onyenezide, goalkeeper for the team, got some good minutes in the NWSFL season for Edo Queens. Kind of lost her spot, but still a credible goalkeeper. Kind of like Monle Oyono, not too much size. That might be the issue with Onyenezide. Then you got Doris Ohia. Now, I definitely can't say who's the second or third choice goalkeeper, but on this list right here, you see she's the third choice goalkeeper. I think she's a good goalkeeper, kind of more prototypical a goalkeeper, Doris Ohia, when it comes to this level. But I feel like you got some good goalkeepers in the team, and that's that. Then you move to the defenders. Miracle Asani, of course, was part of the team at the Wafu B Champions League qualifiers. Also was part of the Super Falcons squad that took on Algeria. Played in both. She played in one match. The first match against Algeria. Top class right back. Played for the under-17 side, the Flamingos, at the 2022 under-17 World Cup. Picked up third place in that competition. You remember her crying after missing a penalty against the United States. Then she was allowed to come back and take it, smacks it and puts it in the back of the net. Shows some character in that moment. You got Paulina Ali. Then you got another player who came from the system, the under-17 system, Comfort for Lawrence Shaw. The central defender for that team, also central defender for our under 20 side that was just at the World Cup, the 2024 World Cup. Played with the Super Falcons against Algeria, played in the second match, actually started that match for the Super Falcons, was taken off at halftime though. And next up you got Valentina Rocco, central defender for the team. Played in all but one match at the Wafu B CAF Women's Champions League qualifiers. Big, strong central defender, no nonsense type player. And I believe she's going to be starting their matches at this competition right here. And speaking of another player that's going to be starting, well, I think will be starting, Blessing Iliaveda, left back for the team. Started all matches for the team at the CAF Women's Champions League qualifiers, the Wafu B edition, of course. Started the two matches for the Super Falcons against Algeria. Played good in both those matches. I think she was one of the few players who played 90 minutes in both matches, if I'm not mistaken. And last but not least of the defenders, you got Osakpolo Efe, a fullback for the team. She was part of the CAF Women's Champions League qualification squad. She played in one match, at least started in one match in that competition. That was their third match. She played as a left back in that one. You move on to the midfielders. You start with Kafaya Mafishere, was the starter for the team leading into the season. Then you get to the ending of the season and things kind of flipped on their head. She lost her spot and was on the bench, played one match or started one match at the CAF Women's Champions League qualifiers. Definitely a good player, Kafaya Mafishere. She actually played a part in the goal we scored in that match that she started in. Now, going into this competition right here, of course, you got that big void that was left by Suliat Abiodun, former captain of the side, when she moved to Turkey. So you would think that that would mean that Kafaya Mafishere would be getting more playing time in this competition right here. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Then you got Vera Samuel, a player that started every match for the team, the defensive midfielder of the program. She makes everything go round and round. Top class player, knows how to control and dictate the pace of a game. Definitely a player to watch out for in this competition right here. You got Cornelia Amarachi Odoma, a midfielder that was part of the Super Falcons at the last international break. She got off the bench in the second match against Algeria. And another player that was part of that Algeria matchup, Chioma Olise, former Falconet player. She was part of the Falconets at the Under-20 World Cup. Joined the Super Falcons for those two friendly matches against Algeria. Actually started the first match against Algeria and came off the bench in the second one. Now, one thing that stood out to me about Chioma Olise in those two friendly matches was the position that she played for the Super Falcons. She played as a defensive midfielder for the Super Falcons, and she did a great job in both matches playing that position. Yeah, a couple of giveaways here and there, but altogether, she was really, really good playing in that position. And you go back to the Under-20 World Cup that just concluded not too long ago. She was played as a midfielder, but she was like kind of a box-to-box / attacking midfielder. And she wasn't playing well. Nobody played well in the midfield. And to see that same player play in the Super Falcons midfield in that position and do what she did, it was like, what's going on here? I was really, really shocked watching that Super Falcon game. I don't think I talked about that yet on this channel, but that was a real shocker right there, because I'm thinking if she had played like this at the World Cup, I don't see the Falcons going out like they did against Japan. I think it would have been a much better matchup if she had just sat back and let the other midfielders do their thing. But she was one of the midfielders supposed to do her thing, and it just didn't work out like that. So long story short, you wonder if she's going to be playing in that position for Edo Queens. They do have Vera Samuel, which is a top-class player in that position, so that'll be tough right there. Next up, you got Perpetual and Yita. And to keep it real, don't know too much about Perpetual and Yita. I do know she played for Royal Queens Football Club. A number of players on this team are actually with Edo Queens at the CAF Women's Champions League. You got Vera Samuel, who was on this team now with Edo Queens at the CAF Women's Champions League. You also have Valentina Oruko, who was on this team also and is with Edo Queens. Then a player that's with Edo, I don't know if she's with Edo Queens right now because she's not at the CAF Women's Champions League, but Eunice Godwin also came from this club right here. So crazy how Edo Queens cleaned them out for all their good players, really. But moving on, and last but not least of the midfielders, you got Esther Inyang, a player that started all but one of the matches at the CAF Women's Champions League qualifiers, the Waffle B qualifiers. Was elegant in that competition. A real bright spot for Edo Queens in that competition. Going into this one right here, I would expect that a lot of the load would be put on her shoulder. I think she needs to score more goals. I think that's something she does need to work on. But when it comes to every other aspect of the game, she's A1 in my opinion, a real top class player, Esther Young. And moving on to the forwards, of course, we're going to start with the player that took the Super Falcons camp by storm with a hat-trick in her second game, Falashade Jami Lucy, the winger / striker / wherever you want to put her, she's going to shine. Top class player, like I said, did her thing with the Super Falcons. Definitely did her thing with Edo Queens at the Waffle B qualifiers. So it's a player that I think is box office. And it's a player that I can't wait to see at the CAF Women's Champions League. There, I said it. I can't wait to see her at the competition, just like a number of her teammates. You got Esther Chioma Moses. Esther Moses, not the best of waffle competitions, but I tell people, class is permanent. Class is permanent. She has class. Yes, she didn't look so good. The form not looking so good, but Esther Moses is a top class player. She's going to help us in this competition right here. I definitely expect her to shine. Then you got Mary Magdalene Angel, a player that was actually part of the last CAF Women's Champions League. Scored against a team that is in our group in this competition when it comes to Mamelodi Sundowns. And sad part about that competition was she got hurt in it. Something to do with her knee, a long-term injury when she went down. So definitely great to see her back at this stage right here. And then you got Goodness Osigwe, a player that I feel can play in any position up top. Probably one of the best players on this Edo Queens squad when you talk about just pure talent. This is a player that was part of the under-20 side, the Falcons at the last under-20 World Cup. Was part of the Super Falcons side that took on Algeria. I believe she played in both matches. Definitely another player to watch out for in this competition right here. Then you got Essien, the top scorer in the qualifiers, the Waffle B CAF Women's Champions League qualifiers. She played up top for the team in that competition right there. I believe she scored 5 goals at the end. Definitely a player to watch out for, just like the last one. Then you got Mary Mamadou. I believe she was part of the Waffle B qualification squad. Not too much information on her though. But let me know your thoughts. Put them in the comment section. Edo Queens are gearing up for the CAF Women's Champions League. Their first matchup will be played on Sunday, the 10th of November. Let me know your thoughts. Put it in the comment section. And please don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.